Hello, everybody. Welcome back to T-Box Talk, episode 4, presented by OMADA Golf. My name is Andrew, and as always, I am joined today by Josh and Will. Today, we're going to be doing some weekend roundup, some golf news. What are we watching? Some Larry David complaints, and then we're going to wrap up with some tales from the golf course, as well as some behind OMADA Golf. Let's get right into it, fellas. Weekend roundup. Tell me about it. What'd you guys do? Will, I know you were kind of all over the place this weekend, right?
Yeah, this weekend was a marathon. Went to Boston Thursday night. Took the train back Friday. Immediately met you guys for golf, so that was fun.
Yep.
Saturday, woke up, went to my parents' house, hung out with my mom, my dad, spent some quality time with them, and then Sunday woke up and played 18 more holes.
Wow. That's a packed weekend there. Where'd you play the 18 holes on Sunday?
Tallwood Country Club. Shout out, Hebron, Connecticut.
What's the name of it?
Tallwood. It was my high school course growing up.
Tallwood. Is
Tallwood.
Tall wood there?
Lots of tall wood.
Seriously?
Lots of trees. Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, some pretty big trees on that course.
Really?
I hit all of them.
What are we talking about for height? Give me like a...
I don't know, like not redwood height, but...
redwood, that's a whole other thing, but...
I don't know.
70 feet?
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what constitutes a short and a high tree feet-wise, but yeah, I mean, I can see where they get the name from. But it's a great course, honestly.
I've never seen a redwood tree, and they look sick in all the pictures and videos I've seen of them. Have you ever seen the redwood trees out in California?
No, I haven't. That's kind of in a different part than I've been to, but that is that's a bucket list thing for sure. There's no way I'm not seeing a freaking redwood before I die. That's like top of the line.
I agree. Will, you've been out to California a lot. Have you seen redwood trees?
Not northern. I think those are all up north in California. I've only been to San Diego, so there's not much down there besides like oceans and stuff and beaches.
Word. My weekend, kind of low key. I was also in Boston this weekend. I went to Cisco Brewers, super fun. I refused to wear a jacket. Totally bit me in the ass because I was freezing cold. And I don't know what it is about, like, it might be like a guy thing where, like, you just refuse to wear jackets and then you just, like, bear the brunt of it. Like, Josh, you're I'm not going to wear a jacket. I'm going to wear a T-shirt, sandals, and shorts guy.
I've definitely pushed away from that mentality because I realized once I graduated from college that it's like you kind of are building your own brand, and, women don't necessarily love a guy who's fucking walking around in flip-flops in 20-degree weather. Like, I definitely needed to step it up. So, but I agree with you. I think the problem, it's a mentality that we have as Northerners, is that when April hits, or end of April into early May, you want it to be summer because it's like kind of nice out, but like it still we get those days that are like, they might even start out where it's super sunny and you walk outside and it's like 50 degrees and it's just not summer yet.
No, it's not. And I feel like it's also like being from the north, like you're trying to be like a tough guy. Like if it's like 45 degrees, like, oh, it's warm out. Like I'm wearing shorts or I'm not wearing a jacket. I don't know why, but like that's just the way people think up here.
It's like every time I'd go to San Diego for work, if it dropped below 70 degrees, people were wearing like down jackets.
Wow.
And it's like it's the complete polar opposite here, where people are taking off their jackets when it hits above 60 degrees.
Yeah, oh yeah. I had another interesting thing from Saturday. I used to be a mega mall rat. Me and Josh used to hit the mall in middle school every weekend, and I went back to the mall because I just wanted to get some new clothes and stuff. The mall is freaking depressing right now. There are 30 to 40 like just empty spaces, and it's like there's nobody there, and it's messed up. It's like,
I think they should take any mall that has like no stores left in it and turn them all into paintball places, like an urban like Call of Duty paintball thing.
That would be. If there was a big enough company, that would be so sick.
I've been waiting like 20 years to pitch that idea. No, I'm just kidding.
That would be literally the most expensive airsoft facility or paintball facility in the world.
But it would be so sick.
It probably would bring like people from all over the freaking country. Like, maybe the world. I don't even know. I mean, I know that the mall near us is actually, they were talking about making that an Amazon fulfillment center before they're building in Johnson, a 3.2 million square foot Amazon facility.
Yeah, it's going to be like the biggest building. It's going to be the biggest square footage building or something in North America. Yeah. It's like
that's crazy.
Absurd.
Unreal.
And in Johnson, like, like why anybody picked Rhode Island for any of that is crazy.
Yeah, beats me. I think my bold prediction in the next 5 years, I think maybe 50 to 60% of malls are just going to be converted into fulfillment centers from Amazon. It's the perfect thing. It's like a massive indoor facility. Like, it would be the perfect location for an Amazon fulfillment center. Yeah.
It is kind of sad though, because I remember like growing up and like going to the mall and like meeting up with your friends was a thing.
Oh yeah,
just walking around for a few hours. You only have like $7 in your pocket, so you're trying to like figure out what you can spend over the course of 12 hours.
Dude, when I was younger, my dad would give me like $20 to go to the mall, and that would last me 3-4 hours. Like I could do anything I wanted with that, and now I literally spend $20 in like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
like just doing something stupid like fast food or something. It's like it's crazy how small the world was to us back then.
Oh yeah, I said to my dad the other day, I was like, Dad, we go out to dinner and like the minimum bill for our family is a couple $100. Mm-hmm. I said, back in the day, you used to hold on to that $20 bill like it was like when I would ask him for that like once a week to ask for $20. I mean, and my dad's well off, you know what I mean? For him to like struggle to give me that $20, I look back now and I was like, I love you so much, but you're a cheap bastard, aren't you?
So did you get like I got like a $20 allowance a month growing up.
No, we had to beg each week when we go there live. Daddy, can you give me $20?
No, yeah, I had to pull out the beg for $20 type deal when I was trying to go to the mall with my buddies.
Sometimes I'd bust out the papa. Papa, may I have a $20 bill, please?
So, yeah, dude. But the best was everyone when we used to go to the mall as kids, like right after the holidays, and we all had like, $100. Like it was like we were the kings. Like it was unbelievable. I remember this one time. It was like after the holidays, I had all this cash and I just bought a skateboard for no reason. And that was like on our trip to the mall, and I bought like it wasn't a skateboard, it was a penny board.
Oh, those are sick, yeah.
I customized the whole thing, spent like $175 on it, I think, and rode it twice, 3 times, 4 times. And
hanging up on the wall.
It is right now, it's sitting in my garage destroyed.
Sad.
I had another instance this weekend when I was shopping though. I have been wanting to get the Oculus 2, the virtual reality headset, for a few weeks now. And I've been doing my research. I went to Best Buy, and I'm not kidding you, I must have looked like a crazy person. I sat in front of the Oculus 2 station for about 10 minutes and just looked at it and argued with myself. Should I buy this right now? Should I buy it? I literally sat there for 10 minutes doing that.
It's an investment, right? I mean, they're not cheap.
$300 for the one I wanted. But like,
you know what I'm going to say, Will?
That's expensive. What?
He's saying $300, but
Klarna, baby.
Paying for.
Shop pay.
Paying for, baby. Or finance.
Or Best just or just buy a Trilite. Same price.
Yeah.
I wonder what people were thinking about me. I was always sitting there just like kind of like pacing back and forth, like, should I do this? Should I do this? Should I do this? And I didn't pull the trigger.
If you finance it, and I'm the king of financing things. I've learned from the great William about financing online, but I will say that that's a good purchase, and I'm right there along with you. I'm
so close to doing it, dude. I really want to do it.
So I'll just say that for my weekend, I have some big news, couple big things. I finally got a new bed for the first time in like literally actually my whole, good maybe half of my life or something. Last 15 years, I've been using the same bed, and I was just going, you guys know I've been having back problems, and there's we talked about that last week, and it just kills everything about your game and your life, basically. But so I got it, and I've been sleeping on it, and it's a Nectar, and I haven't gotten the pillow yet, so stay tuned, but it was, so far, it's been a life-changing experience, at least for my neck down. So, like, need the pillow, but that was really good. And then on the second thing, because I'm low-key weekend, I'm going...
And it's one of the beds that you, like, get it and it, like, explodes out,
yes,
right?
Which we can show maybe a little clip of it right now.
Yeah, I have it. Yeah,
okay, you can post it up. But sick. In addition to that, guys, I had a couple of friends reach out who were pretty genuinely concerned about me after the last episode that we released. And I've kind of had another incident. I kind of blacked out again 3/4 way through a pint of Ben & Jerry's ice cream.
Oh.
This time, I don't even remember. It was the peanut butter, it's got like peanut butter cookie dough in it with chocolate swirls and carrot. Oh, dude. And it's not fish food because fish food is. I was going to
say it's the fish food one.
No, if fish food gets in front of me, then that's a guaranteed out. But I would like to say that I did do myself a good deed. 3/4 way through, I recognized what I was doing, and I came to, and I put the lid back on. I went back, I put it in the freezer, and the next morning I came back. Actually, next morning I came back and I ate the rest of it.
That's a strong man.
It takes a lot of power to do that.
Dude, I have to do I have a problem? Like every time I eat fucking Ben & Jerry's ice cream thing, I
don't think so. Because once you open the pint, you just keep eating. Like it's a pint, So it's like you just keep eating and eating and eating, and all of a sudden it's gone. So I catch myself doing the same thing, but what I've done is I've replaced like Ben & Jerry's or Talenti with like the Halo Top or the low calorie. So it's less guilty when I do decide, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and eat the entire pint.
Well, so the one I'm having or the ones I eat are non-dairy, which is makes it worse because I think they taste better than the dairy ones because they're like more like almost like icy than they are, which to me is so much better, but that's an opinion. But the crazy part is that you'll never get a stomachache from them. There is no effect on your body. You don't even get bloated, but you're still taking in 12. Like I ate, it was
the sugar alone is going to kill you there.
And it was 1,300 calories worth of ice cream.
There was one time I got the edible cookie dough from GoPuff, that delivery service, and I didn't look at the nutritional information, which was already I was off to a bad start. But it was 100 calories. They claim it's 100 calories per serving, but there's like 20 servings inside.
Yeah.
So it was like the whole pint was like 2,000 or 2,200 calories.
I also ate half a bag of that cookie dough.
The Ben & Jerry's kind?
Ben & Jerry's kind, yeah, as well as the ice cream.
That's a tough weekend, man. That's a tough weekend.
Dude, I mean, yeah.
That's a lot. Is everything okay?
Well, that's what I'm asking. I'm trying to get my friends and my colleagues to try to help me figure out what's going on. Anybody out there in the world knows what, how do I beat the Ben & Jerry's curse? It
takes a certain type of person to just down that pint.
I guess it's just not bringing it into the house.
Yeah, it's good.
I need my fish food.
Or
though.
Have you ever thought about
just taking a scoop out and putting it in a bowl?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm fucking saying. Like you don't have to bring the pint upstairs. That's on you.
Yep. All right. Joke's on me. I'm embarrassed now. Move on.
I've been on ice cream. I got these Oreo ice cream cups, but they're like just single serving ones. So I'm not sitting there fucking killing myself eating a million pounds of ice cream. Right. I just got these little cups, and it's freaking awesome. I really like it. Other than that, anyone else got anything for the weekend? I did an Xbox pub night. I do this thing with my friends. Josh is usually in on it too, where I call it the Xbox pub. It's where you just play Xbox Live with your buddies, and you just get absolutely hammered on the Xbox party chat, and it's like better than going out sometimes. It really is. Yeah. Like it's just
electric.
It's just fun. Man.
It's kind of a COVID pastime though.
It was during COVID is when we really did it. Yeah. But like every so often, I'd rather do that than actually go out. Like, I just think it's way better.
Well, I played last night Overwatch. They just came out with Overwatch, obviously the new one, which
it's in beta. It's in beta.
Like I'm looking forward to that one. So everybody's been on Overwatch. We had a 6-man crew, which we missed you dearly last night. Andrew's the best healer in Rhode Island for anybody that plays Overwatch.
I am the self-proclaimed best healer character in Rhode Island, and that's a fact. If anybody wants to show me some other stats, be my fucking guest. I love doing it. I love that game. I can't wait for Overwatch 2. And when that game comes out, I'm done. That's going to wrap up our weekend roundup section. And we're going to go into some golf news. Not much going on. Jon Rahm wins the Mexico Open, wins by 1 stroke, and he's going to open up as the favorite to win the PGA Championship. I think he's at like plus 1,100 on Vegas sports books. It's pretty good odds. Anyone else got anything else?
Well, so the Mexico Open, and
That
then
was this weekend.
Yep, and then so now the next tournament we have is the Wells Fargo Championship.
Yes, but in 2 weeks, the second major, the
Right,
PGA
the PGA Championship.
So I wonder if everybody's going to play in the Wells Fargo. I doubt they will. I bet you some people will just like take it off and just prepare for the PGA Championship.
I got to be honest, one of the things I'm really looking for is someone and or us to really have established opinions. And I talked to some people and got some feedback. And thank you for all those who have contributed and kind of been watching and giving us feedback on what we should do. But I want to pick some winners, man. I want to pick some winners, and I want to, because like, dude, you know, one of our buddies last week bet who did he have?
Well, our friend had Scotty Scheffler to win the Masters.
Right.
He had it before the Masters, and he cashed out big time on it.
Yeah, right. But he had 2 other guesses, and they were both in the top 5, right?
Yeah, I think he had Cam Smith as the winner as well. So he was kind of like, oh no, he had a couple other guys.
Yeah, and my thing is like, I feel like, well, he's been watching a lot, so he is genuinely following along. But I still feel like it's way more fun to go into that watching it all day long, having stakes and putting him on like a good player, you know, or a good couple players. So I'm kind of curious, like just general opinion from what the amount that we already know. Who do you guys think coming up? Well, you know, because you have the next tournament, but what about the PGA Championship? Who do we think has the opportunity to win that?
I'm going to bet heavily on the PGA Championship. I'm going to probably pick like 4 guys or so.
Are you just going to go big names, or are you going to do any research and try to like dial in?
No research. I don't think it's worth it to do research. It's so hard to pick a winner of a golf tournament. Like, you can just pick the trending guys and just, you know, even if you pick the favorite, like John Rahm is the favorite right now at plus 1,100, I believe. Plus 1,100 is a crazy odds. That's crazy. Like, that's a big number. So even if you pick the favorite, you're still, you know, it's just not going to happen. It's just very tough to pick the winner is what I'm trying to say. Will, any input on?
I'll just go out on a limb and say that I am terrible at all of this. Like, the last time I did like a Masters pool or like a PGA Championship pool, there was 457 people that entered, and I came in 456. So when I go out and pick, so for the PGA Championship, this is a little different though, because I've been to the PGA Championship once. I've been there once, and I think Brooks Koepka won it that year. Okay. So I don't know if he's playing this year, but I know he's won it 2 years.
I think
whether they were back to back or they were separated by a year. Just knowing like those, he won twice. He definitely likes the course. I would put my money on Brooks Koepka.
Brooks Koepka. I'm probably gonna bet Morikawa just because I really like Morikawa.
I don't know.
He's like 4th or 5th on the odds right now.
I gotta be honest. I kind of feel like John Rahm is due. I feel like he's won a little bit. He has had like he
won this tournament, but I mean it's not a major. But
yeah, but I still think that, you know, dude, he's so hungry. Like, I just see him all over. He's just grinding, dude. Yeah. And I kind of want to see him win. I think he's an awesome golfer.
Yeah, and he's one of those younger guys too.
Yeah,
it's funny when John Rahm started making his way up the scoreboard. I thought he was like in his 30s, and he was like 23 at the time.
Really?
Yeah, he's another one that's like kind of like a Scotty Scheffler that you think is like in his high 30s, low 40s, but he's really like 25.
I guess golf just ages you like that. Professional golf, like the stress of it. I bet you it just like ages you.
I don't know. I mean, it's also one of those sports that like, you don't, you're visually seeing them. Like when you watch a football game, you can barely see faces, and they do such crazy things with their appearance. Like,
correct, yeah.
If you're on a golf course, odds are you just like grow a beard out and have a hat on. Like that's, which like is kind of like the older man's look. Not like older man, but that's, you know what I'm saying.
And
right?
You're outside for so long, just baking in the sun all day. Like,
yeah, that's actually a big thing.
That's gotta be a lot.
I've heard this from a while that golfers have extraordinarily high odds of getting skin cancer compared to other athletes and whatnot.
Yeah, I believe it. Just because, like, literally, if you play a whole tournament, you're playing 4 days in the sun.
Oh, that's crazy.
And you're doing practice rounds before that, so you're just literally outside for like 20-something, 30-something hours on that weekend, like just baking in the sun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fair-skinned. I can barely spend 4 hours in the sun with sunscreen on.
Same, dude, same.
No, yeah, I know.
I think for the record, I think my number one player, or I'll I'll go top 3 up and comers. I would love, and I don't know that he's good enough to win it, but I would love to see a miracle Victor Hovland comes out and just like wins the whole thing. I, for whatever reason, love that kid. I don't even know what it is. He's just like, there's something about him when he came out and he, as an amateur, and he's just electric.
He's just that dude. I like Cam Champ. He's like the young guy that I'm really liking, but I don't know. I don't really care either way about who wins. I just like to see. I like to tune in on Sunday, all hungover and tired, and just like watch an epic finale. Like I want like 4 or 5 guys in the hunt. I don't like when it's a runaway. I think that's boring.
Speaking of, I wonder, is Tiger Woods going to play in this?
He is. I was looking at it before we started recording. He is slated to play.
That's awesome.
He's gonna have awful.
I'll be rooting for Tiger. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm gonna put a little bet on him too, just because, like, for the sake of it, because he's probably gonna be like plus 8,000 or something like that. So
I want him to win so bad.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. He won it. He won the PGA Championship. That was right before he won the Masters.
Yeah,
on his little comeback there.
Yep. He went off that year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. He. I would like to see him at least competing in the final day.
Is Phil Mickelson playing?
I don't think so.
He's kind of like on the outs right now. He's like,
I haven't heard anything about him.
Yeah,
because they're intentionally doing it. They didn't invite him to play in the Masters. They told him don't come because of all
shadow banning Phil.
Yeah, because
I can't believe they literally can't cancel them. Yeah, that's cancel culture.
Yeah, I'm not gonna cancel Phil. No way.
Why would they do that, dude?
Well,
he's been such a good thing for golf for so long. Though.
Well, he went against the PGA Tour.
I know, but like, dude, okay, so you go against each other, but I mean, come on, you're gonna eliminate one of the best players and one of the most entertaining players out there.
Yeah,
he's given so much
to
the
protect
PGA
their
Tour.
own image. Yeah, it's a bunch of old men running it, dude.
I know, but think about how many people are playing that Saudi tour now. So what's the difference?
Well, it's unconfirmed. That's the whole thing. Is nobody knows who's actually going.
Really?
He got outed because that guy leaked all the information from their little like expose.
Oh, right.
So like he got outed in it, and like now he's just facing the brunt of it because he was talking so much shit about the PGA Tour.
Shit, Phil.
What are you gonna do, Phil? What are you gonna do? Anybody else got any stuff on some golf news?
I do.
Let's hear it.
I think I sent it to the group chat like last week, maybe. But I don't know if you guys heard about this big settlement with a golf course in Massachusetts that the family sued the golf course. This husband and wife sued the golf course because their home has been hit, I think 650 times by golf balls in 4 years or something like that. And that was like just because they like literally collected all the balls. So there could have been more, but essentially they reached a settlement with the building company. So they sued the building company. They sued the course. They reached a settlement with the building company, but then they went to trial or whatever with the golf course. So they ended up winning, and it was like $5 million they got to pay out from this golf course. And the golf course, and the whole problem is that the house was situated on a dogleg left, and people who were trying to cut the corner were just smashing it right into their house.
There's a course I wonder if it's the same course we used to play up in Connecticut where it was the house on the corner of the dogleg left, and you would always try to go over it, and everybody would try to go over it. Why wouldn't you?
I mean, this is a very simple thing for me. I look at this and I say one thing and really one thing only. Did they move into the house? Did they buy the house before or after the golf course was built?
I think after. But the problem was that so moral of the story is when in addition to the payout from the golf course, they were forced to move the tee box back so that people don't feel like they can cut the corner anymore. So I don't know all the details of this, but my assumption would be that, yes, the house was built after the golf course.
Because I look at it.
That's on them, then.
That's what I'm saying,
That's on
dude.
them.
Right, because you buy a house on a golf course, like, you kind of have to, like, you sign away that liability that, like, golf balls are going to end up in your yard. It sucks that they're hitting your house, for sure.
But that's, like, literally, that's the only thing I say and, I know that they probably brought in that their children were outside playing and, like, the golf club would come in and that would hurt, it could potentially like hit them and whatnot. And it probably the reason the number was so high was because it caused like emotional distress and all that. But dude, look, I get that. Don't move next to a golf course.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
I guess one of like the like they actually ended up calling the police on one of them because the ball went right into the daughter's bedroom and like sprayed glass everywhere while she was playing.
Oh wow,
And,
that's
like her
actually
daughter was like
up.
traumatized from it. So
I kind of feel for that one. I just, man, you know what confuses me, and it always confuses me with these cases. Where is that $5 million coming from? How is that that a number? Like, Kalooch.
like,
Yeah.
how are you gonna sit there and be like, yeah, I think we'll be good with $5 million. Like, where
Those
is
golf
that coming
courses
from?
don't have that kind of money. I think it's got to be insurance, right? It's got to be some type of insurance.
golf course insurance, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we have business insurance here, so that's like part of it. Because there's no way that they would ever be able to give $5 million of cash. Very, very, very few people have $5 million of cash.
Yeah.
Even businesses, that's a lot of cash to have.
That's a crazy story, and so did they? I'm sorry, I totally blanked. Did they win the case?
Yeah, they won the case.
That's
Yep.
crazy.
Yep.
I mean, now you know what this is gonna do though. More people are gonna intentionally hit into that house now.
Oh, you're about to have a national epidemic on your hands.
Yeah,
You're about to
dude,
have
like-
houses across the country, tens of millions, hundreds,
Oh.
billions of dollars of lawsuits because this one family just decided that they were going to move next to a golf course and get. I'm not a fan of this because as a golfer, like I know that some of the golf courses in general, like I don't want to say they're struggling because I think COVID definitely like brought golf back full fledged.
Yeah,
but
I think so too. But
I don't know. They're small businesses. You know what I mean? To take those kind of lawsuits out for something that you knew was going to happen. Why would you? I can't get over that fact that it's just a money grab. Like that's how it feels to me. I mean, that's an opinion. Other people may have other opinions, but if you already know there's a golf course there, all you'd have to do is go spend 20 minutes there and have somebody tee off and realize the ball is going to be coming right next to you.
you make a good point. Is this is gonna set a precedent? Like, that's kind of like how court systems work. Like, because they won that case, there is going to be so many other people that start suing now.
Exactly. They open the door for more people
Yeah.
to feel like they can sue. for
Dude, that's
this
a big
reason.
door.
And they're going to sue based off of that case. And that's going to be like, if they're going to use that case as like, I don't know, leverage almost. And it's going to be crazy. Like,
You should have some type of insurance. If you live next to a golf course, you should have some type of insurance on your house that if something bad happens with a golf ball, like breaking a window or something like that, it gets fixed. I understand that there's the trauma factor of children and whatnot, but my opinion is that, and this is an opinion, my opinion is that's on them. It's they didn't spend a small chunk of change. This is what to say that they couldn't afford it is odd because it's such a, the house is a good sized house. What was the value of the home?
$750,000.
that's a nice house.
Dude, so like if you care that much about your children not having a scarred lifestyle, move out of the house. Don't move in.
And this is why I think they reached a settlement with the building company, because I have to think that if you're building a house on a golf course, you're taking extra precautions to protect the inside of your house. So stronger windows, maybe some sort of vinyl siding on the house that won't break as easily when a golf ball hits it. And maybe that's why the building company didn't put these precautions in place when they built the house.
Wait a second. Who's the lawsuit between?
So the family, well, the husband and wife sued the building company and the golf course. And they reached a settlement with the golf course, so with the building company, so they didn't go to trial. So in my eyes, maybe this settlement was like, we're going to redo all the windows and put like bulletproof windows in or something like that. And then like you won't have golf balls flying through your window anymore or something like that.
That's crazy.
But the golf course fought it. And that's why it went to trial and they ended up winning the $5 million or whatever it was.
Oh my God. So the golf course lost the money, not the
building company.
Oh my God.
Man.
That's
Holy
crazy.
shit.
Yeah. It's like, I forget what the golf course's name. It's, I'm not going to open the thing because it'll close out of my notes, but it was like, it's in Mass. It's probably only like less than an hour away from us right now.
Maybe I need, you know what? I'd like to just say that I probably don't have the details from what you've given me is my reaction, but I'm sure that if they won that settlement, odds are there probably was something else going on there. Like maybe there was some type of negligence or something with the golf course where they communicated with the golf course and said, this is happening. You need to do something about it. And they probably ignored it and said, that's not our job.
Well, you have to think outside of the payout, if they're moving the tee box back to avoid this problem further, then that's something they probably should have done in advance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe there was like some spot where she was the only one that was really in jeopardy of getting hit, and moving the tee box back was what they would have had to done to protect them, and they didn't do it. So
Right.
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. I got another like crazy golf story. I don't know if Will, you might have heard this because I know you're like reading these type of stories. There's this guy, old man, was golfing on a course. Some other person was walking their dog on the course. Guy who was golfing flipped out, shot him, and was beating him with a golf club.
Did not hear this. No.
What?
Where was this?
This is where was it? Kings Point, Florida. I'm reading this right off the local news station there.
Florida
12
man.
News, Kingsport, Florida. According to the arrest report, the victim said that he was walking his dog in the grass next to the golf course when so-and-so drove up to him in a golf cart and started to argue with him about having the dog on the golf course. The victim said blank pulled out a gun and started firing it at him as he ran off. While being chased around a tree, the victim suffered a gunshot wound to the ankle and was beat with the golf club several times.
That's absolutely wild.
This is Boomers Gone Crazy down in Florida. That's what this is.
Boomer's gone crazy. He didn't die, did he?
No. He got shot in the ankle. I don't
Was
know.
he an old man? Who was the old man?
The golfer.
Oh my God, really?
The golfer was the old man, just went batshit crazy on this guy.
It's
the
sad.
victim.
It's sad that he got hit, but thank God the dog didn't get hit. Too.
Yep. I
Wait,
agree,
the golfer did the shooting.
Yes.
I thought
Because
it was the other one.
this guy was walking his dog on the golf course.
He pulled a gun out.
He drove up to him, pulled a gun out, and went crazy.
Oh my God, dude, that makes me so sad.
Yeah.
Wow. If you can't be safe on a golf course these days, where can you be safe, you know? It's a wild, wild west out there, dude.
I just think this is freaking like absurd. First of all, why are you golfing with a gun?
It saddens me that when you said Florida, I was like, that doesn't surprise me as much.
I think this is like, I think you guys are taking this as like a sad story. The guy's okay.
Well, yeah.
But just told me a man was shot and beaten down with a golf club.
While his dog was...
Yeah, while his dog had to watch him.
Yes, it is
and
very
you
sad.
said he
It
was
is
an
very
old
sad.
man. I think fragile.
No. The old man was the one who was doing the beating.
I thought you just told us the old man was the one who got shot.
No.
He said the old
man was the one who was golfing, and he shot the guy who was.
How old was the man walking his dog?
I don't know. It doesn't say here. It just says. I think the victim's name has been left out for a reason.
Damn.
Either way, fucked up scenario.
Yeah.
Very fucked up scenario. People are crazy.
That's some real golf
This
news,
is
though.
Florida stuff.
That's like literally news that you would hear on like a channel of a news channel. I don't even know.
That's exactly where I'm pulling this from.
Local news.
Local news.
Fucking of course, dude. Of course. There's no news out there saying like, oh, old man helped down the first fairway and like, oh, ball hit. He stripes a drive. He goes, hole out, hole in one. No.
That's not news.
Old man caps some dude because he's walking his dog on a golf course and fucking beats him down with a golf club. Like, God. This
is concerning. I found out yesterday that I got invited by my uncle who I haven't seen in years to go down and visit him in Florida in September and play golf for 4 days.
Don't bring a dog down there. That's all I'm saying. Don't bring a dog.
Fucking old man Jenkins.
Old man Jenkins might come get you. Fucking people are crazy, especially down there. Holy shit, man. It's like, that's a good point about the news, though. There's no such thing as good news stories. It's only awful, terrible ones.
And so far, we're really covering just like funny and or controversial things that are happening like on a golf course or outside. Like our golf news is more just like we're trying to hone in on what just like
interesting stuff.
Yeah, more like isolated situations and whatnot that are just either funny or quirky or whatever.
Or terrible.
Which I kind of, or this
in
this case, which is just like whatever, but.
I mean, the guy must have been having a pretty terrible day out on the course. That's probably what it comes down
No,
to.
I mean,
what makes you see a dog and you're like, I want to go shoot his owner?
he's got a case of the fucking shanks, dude.
He's got a case of the shanks, dude.
That's what's going on.
Guy lost a sleeve of Pro V1s off the tee.
Yeah, old man Jenkins got a case of the shanks, goes and beats the living shit out of someone with a golf club, pops him in the ankle. I don't want to laugh about it because,
yeah.
but it is like fucking wow, old man fucking Jenkins out on the loose.
It is pretty messed up. Pretty messed up. All right, that's going to wrap up some golf news. Let's move right on into what are we watching? Josh, how about you lead us off? What you watching? What you
All
got?
right, man.
Let's not
Set
go
my
on for
mic
20
aside.
minutes here.
I'll be quick. I'm not going to give a whole long description. I'm going to give you there are really only 2 shows right now worth talking about because now some of the ones that were good were done. I've been waiting, just for the record, since the last episode we filmed to bring this to you guys. I haven't mentioned a word to you. I know you guys have done the same for me. We're all struggling to like go day to day without talking. This is like our favorite topic. There are 2 things. Number 1, winning time.
Winning time.
The rise of the LA Lakers, Jerry Buss, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, unbelievable. I haven't had a show in a while, maybe at all last year, where I'm genuinely waiting till Sunday night at 9 p.m. for it to come out, and it's making my weekends. That's the first one. The second one is, oh my God, dude, the craziest show in the world. It's called Tokyo Vice on HBO.
Yep, I've heard about this.
Dude.
I've heard about this.
Well, this would be a show for you too, I think, based on like the previous thing. A little bit darker of a show, but very, very heavy like it's very realism based, like it happened kind of thing. And it's about it. Well, I don't want to give a whole description and take too much time. Do you guys have questions, or what do you want to know about them?
Is it like crime? Is it like a crime drama based type thing?
Tokyo is basically about how the Yakuza were baked into like the various like foundation of Japanese culture. And it was back and forth between them and government and the police. And this like American reporter comes along and starts getting in the middle of everything. And by reporting stuff, he's ousting criminals and whatnot and bringing them to light. But the newspaper doesn't want him to do it. Like apparently there's no murder in Japan. Like it's kind of like this really weird like dynamic. But this kid has balls, man, and he's like in the middle of the Yakuza and the government and all that. It's wild.
This is definitely up my alley, and it also gives me ammo to give me and my mom. We do the same thing. We just bounce shows off each other, and this is right up her alley too.
Mm-hmm.
I would say
It looks good.
if I could give it a rating, I would give the Tokyo one. I'd probably give it an 8.8.
Wow,
You're pretty close. You're pretty close to the IMDb.
Am I really?
IMDb rating 8.2 right now.
Yeah. So I give it an 8.8. I think it's definitely better than an 8.2. That's a little low. I think winning time, I'm going to give it a 9.1.
wow, that's like the same score you gave Severance.
Yeah. Winning time is just so much fun, dude. It's like kind of informational, but at the same time, it's like, dude, I'm not obviously not a Lakers fan, and like you know what I mean, like being a Celtics fan, but holy shit, dude, like learning the story about it and like seeing like how the dynamic was, and not that it's all real because it is live action. Oh man, but dude, the story of how Jerry Buss comes to own the Lakers and the risks he takes, it's got entrepreneurship built in, it's got sports, it's got drama, it's got everything, and the acting is so good. And I love basketball, so that's it.
Oh, it's John C.
Fantastic.
It's John C. Riley, isn't it? From the Step
Yeah,
Brothers guy.
he's Jerry Buss.
Oh,
Yeah.
love
How
John C. Reilly.
does he do? He does a good
Oh
job.
my god, dude!
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I watch it and I think he is Jerry Buss.
That's awesome. All right, Josh been telling me about this for freaking weeks now. I might have to.
You know when I tell you that a
I
score
know,
of
I
a movie
know,
is
I know.
over a 9, you know it's time to watch it because you will. I mean, unless you don't like profanity, because that's a lot of this.
Is it
That's
like
fucking lame. Yeah.
It's like all about sex, and I mean, obviously, Magic Johnson's story is what
yeah,
it is. So,
yeah.
HBO, Amazon.
Are those both on HBO?
both
yeah.
HBO?
Yeah.
Okay.
HBO,
Good.
dude, killing it.
HBO
and my
always kills
final, I don't have a thing. Barry's coming out. They just came out with their first episode, right?
First 2 episodes
First 2
are out
episodes.
Haven't
now.
watched it yet, so if you guys have, don't.
Have you watched the first 2 seasons of Barry?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh yeah,
okay.
I love Barry.
Okay. Yeah.
I just
That-
have like a lot of like shows going on right now.
Yeah.
So it's
I
actually
know,
good.
there's-
Yeah,
there's
good
It's
point
getting
in
hot.
time.
It's
yeah.
heating up right now. It's heating up.
And the weather's heating up. So
Yeah.
weather, film.
I mean, I'd rather sit inside and watch TV movies. But
Sometimes me too.
Well, let's move on to you. What you got, buddy?
All right. So over the weekend, I went and saw Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you guys have been hearing kind of the hubbub around this movie.
Yep, I
and
have.
if you're on TikTok at all, it's all over TikTok right now.
Mm-hmm.
they don't. It's not available for streaming, so you have to go to a movie theater and see it. So we went and saw my parents this weekend. My parents both love going to the movie theater. Well, they don't love it, but they go to the movie theater. And I heard a lot about this movie, and I know my girlfriend Marissa wanted to see it as well. So let me tell you, I'm not going to go into detail on it, but I can't even go into detail because that's how, like, mind-blowing this movie was. And I saw it in IMAX, too.
Damn.
So all I can say is take 2.5 hours on the next available day that you have. It's playing up in North Attleboro at Cinema Deluxe. Go watch it.
I've never even heard of this movie. Like, who's in it?
Well, it's a primarily, I think, Korean or Chinese cast, and the movie is basically split between English and Korean.
I think it's Chinese.
It's Chinese. So I wasn't really sure, but it's because they have subtitles. But it's basically split, and the movie is a multiverse movie. So I don't know if
Get out of here, really?
it's a multiverse movie, but it's like it was just like I don't know. My brain almost hurt by the end of it, but in a good way. Like it was just like it was funny. It was dark humor. It was like lots of symbolism. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to kind of put into words. All I can tell people is like my mom called her sister right after the next day and was like, go see the next available movie time.
Really?
Yeah.
Everybody's been talking about this movie. It on Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 97 for the critic rating and 91 for the audience score. IMDb 8.8 stars. That's a crazy rating for a movie on IMDb. They're very critical on that thing. So yeah, I have to see this because everybody's been talking about it.
You got a lot to watch, son. You've got like literally like hundreds of hours of shit to watch.
And it's sad. Do you have anything else, Will?
No. All I wanted to say was I saw it. Go see it.
I know.
Okay.
I know. I have to see this.
Noted.
It's funny. So it's funny. Josh says like I have a bunch of stuff to watch, and I'll move right into mine here. Of course, I'm stuck on a show that ended like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Andrew, I swear, I'm about to punch a hole through a wall. Like this has been
Dude, I've been watching The 100 on Netflix, and I absolutely love it.
That
like
show fucking sucks, dude.
It is. It's not the best show. Like the decisions that the characters make are so absurd, and they always do everything to themselves.
Reminds me of the Velocipaster.
No, it's better than the Velocipaster.
Whoa, hey, take it easy.
Hey, have you seen it,
Take
Kaluch?
fucking easy,
Yeah. You go watch the Coaster. I'm thinking Disney World. I mean, Universal.
Yeah, so I've been watching The 100, but I won't get into that because that's already done.
Yeah,
that show's done. I like that show. But, okay, new show on Hulu, produced by FX, Under the Banner of Heaven.
Wow.
Yeah. Its first 2 episodes are out now, streaming on Hulu. It's Andrew Garfield plays a Mormon detective.
Oh, I heard about this.
Oh, my girlfriend literally we came up last night on Hulu, and she's like, we have to watch that.
Yeah,
and I was like, and I love Andrew Garfield too. So
Yeah, that's why
cool.
I immediately
Same
wanted to
show,
watch
yep.
it.
You love him, really?
Yeah, I thought he was and this is maybe a bad example because he's been in plenty of other roles since this movie, but The Social Network I loved him in.
Oh,
so.
my God, yeah, dude.
I mean, that's a classic movie. I watched that like 47 times.
I think that's one of my favorite movies, The Social Network. It's just the music in that movie is so freaking good, dude.
It's entrepreneurship at its best, you know?
Yeah.
And I like Jesse Eisenberg, too, so I think he's great in that movie as
Shouldn't
well.
say at its best. I mean, it's almost kind of at its worst, you know?
Yeah, he did scum him, but...
Yeah.
I mean,
but
take
yeah.
somebody's idea and do it better.
Under the Banner of Heaven on Hulu. It's a Mormon cop, and I don't really know too much about the Mormon faith. It's pretty intense. Not for me to have an opinion on it because I don't know anything about it. But this show is kind of brings you into that, and you learn some of the messed up things about it, and it takes place in Utah, and it's rural Utah, and it's kind of like that True Detective vibes. The show opens with a wife and her baby getting killed, and that's the premise of the whole show. It's going to be based off this case, and I think it's going to be a mini series. It's going to be done after this, only 7 episodes. So I'm all about it. I watched the first 2 episodes. It was awesome. I highly suggest it.
Good to know. Very good to know.
Yeah, I just think Andrew Garfield's awesome, and he kills this role very well. There's a lot of stuff, though, that I don't understand. Like I said, I don't understand the Mormon faith that much. So I was pausing it here and there to like do a little bit of research, because they kind of don't do that good of a job explaining like the background of the faith. So you almost kind of have to know some things going into it. And so it's definitely a good show to stream, so you can pause it, look some things up if you need to. But
Cool.
I highly suggest Under the Banner of Heaven, Andrew Garfield. It's a great show. Or The 100. But The 100 is over. All right, it's going to wrap up. What are we watching? New segment alert. We're going to do some Larry David complaints. Last week, we were talking about how Larry David got seen at a golf range, like complaining about an $11 bucket of balls. You know, it's like a funny Larry David thing. And he's kind of that guy who has, like, if you ever seen a single episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm, he has a million different complaints. So we all kind of like thought of a couple funny, quirky complaints or random things like that. And we're going to bring them to the table, react to them a little bit. I've got a good one to start. Since I've been 21, I've been going to the same liquor store for 4 years now. 3 years. I'm 24. I have a rewards program there. It's the same 3 people that work there every time. And every freaking time I get carded. Not only do I get carded, they take it over to the machine and they run it through the black box. And I'm like, I literally was in here 2 days ago. I've spent over $1,000 at this place. I have a rewards program with all these loyalty points built up. I even used to have the keychain thing, like the keychain scanner, to say I'm a rewards member, and they still card me every time. And now I get it. I look like I'm 16. But, like, I'm in there every week. And I get carded every time. And it's so annoying. Especially when they take it and they run it through the machine.
Kaluch, I've seen you get into some shit over ID situations.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I've seen you at a casino. Like, dude, you're in a whole other category.
You should just get a passport and start bringing the passport everywhere.
Well, I don't have a passport.
So I've always, when I first turned 21, I still have kind of a baby face. I just kind of look like a giant infant right now. But even when I was like 20 to 24 and I looked older, people would take my fucking ID and bend it until it almost breaks. And I'm like, dude, that's the only one I have. Yeah. So I shit you not, I started bringing my passport because I had just gotten a passport when I was 21. So I started bringing my passport everywhere because I got so tired. I'm like, if you bend this, you're just going to rip my passport. So
annoying.
And who's going to, I'm sure there's people out there that are faking passports, but like, who's going to bring a passport to the bar, or to the liquor store?
No. I've never seen somebody try to run a fake passport game, but that would be wildly illegal. I mean, not that a fake ID is legal, but like a fake passport, that's some next level shit there.
You got one job. You know what I mean? If you're at a liquor store, your one job is to check people out. You know what I mean? And if you have a constant customer coming in, that is unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Well, I get that they're looking out for their own skin and stuff, but it's just
But you have one job. How do you not know this guy who comes in? And even if he's got a fucking rewards program with you, any place, if you have a rewards program with a liquor store, hey, pull up my rewards ID.
Yeah,
I know.
I got ID'd about 3 weeks ago. It's the same kind of situation. I got ID'd at the same liquor store I've been going to since I moved to Providence. It's right near my place. And I scanned my rewards card. It's Cheers card. I don't know if they...
This is a Cheers.
Yeah.
It's a Cheers.
Scan my Cheers card, and the lady's like, okay, ID. And I'm like, how would I have this if I have not shopped it? Because they're specific to the store.
Yep,
Like I can't take my Cheers card and go to whatever packy he goes to. It's specific to the store.
Yeah.
I know. It drives me up the walls. I mean, it's such a quick thing, but it's just one of those like small things that just like it's the same. Sometimes it's the same lady checks me out 5 times in a row, and I'm like, I'm still getting carded every time. I just don't get it.
Yep.
Josh.
All right. So mine, originally when I thought about this, I was thinking more random stuff, but I've kind of tailored it in a little bit. At least this week, I'm going to do it for a little bit of a pet peeve. All right, not a pet peeve. There's a fucking crisis on America's hands right now. And it is the fake caller bots.
Oh.
Okay. oh my God, dude. I literally like, it's a violation of my fucking humanism. Forget about fucking, as a human being, I feel though I'm being abused, tracked down, and fucking like hammered with these messages. And I have a fucking hilarious one. I'm cussing a lot today. I'm sorry. I have a message that came into my mom, and it's the funny. Let's play it. I'm going to blur the number out. Let's make sure for anybody viewing, you get to see what this looks like. But a message comes in. She texts me, and she goes, this is what she said. She said, this is my whole family. She goes, is this spam ? And the picture is of some girl, like tattooed girl, like in a bra. And she says, what's up? Remember me? Been thinking about that strong dick lately. Yo, I'm not even kidding. She just got this came into my mother, who's like 60 years old. My brother goes, nope, that's legit.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
so I know Josh's mom very well. I grew up with her. I would have paid $1,000 to see her reaction when she opened that.
She goes, is that spam? My brother goes, nope, that's legit. And then my sister goes, something you're not telling us, Mom? And she goes, I have no clue who sent me that. It's like, oh my God, dude. Like, I feel so bad because there's so many poor boomers out there who are just being taken advantage of.
And they fall for it.
Know.
Yeah. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I'm on Facebook and I get a message from like an aunt, uncle, or somebody, and they're like, don't accept anything from me. I got hacked. I'm like, how are you getting hacked like this? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. My mom's PayPal got hacked like 2 weeks ago. She got like an email that was like, here's your receipt for your $836 camera that you just purchased. And she's like, I didn't even know I had PayPal. And so she put in her login credentials to PayPal. She did like the forgot password thing, put it in, and then now they have your login info. So she deleted her. She got rid of her PayPal. It all got fixed. But like, she called me and I'm like, if you don't even know you had PayPal, why'd you open the email?
well, this is the thing, is the scammers are doing a really good job, like
they are
faking the emails and making them look like they come from PayPal. I get one from Citizens like at least once a week. I have Citizens Bank, and I get these emails that they look so real, like reset your password now, and I'm like, wait a minute, if you just click on the contact, that's how you find out if it's real or not. It's some crazy ass email, and you're like, okay, that's not real.
Yeah. It's hilarious. I sent my mom I literally made a Loom video for her, and I'm like, if any of the emails that come in look like this, do not open them.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Norton Antivirus, so that I use their article as an example, and guess what the number one scam is? PayPal.
Really?
Yeah.
And I was like, there you go. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then like, if you ever see the video, there's like a whole video series. I highly suggest checking them out. It's computer hackers versus versus scammers. So it's these, it's like a couple different people, and they're like master computer hackers, and they get called by these phishing companies who are like, you know, they do the whole pitch of they call like old people, and they're like, go to Target and buy $500 gift cards and read me them like now, so because your kid's in trouble or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so what these computer hackers will do is they'll disguise their voice as an old person. And it's like crazy how they do it. I highly suggest checking these videos out. And then they end up like hacking into these people's computers, and they find their location, and then like send it to them in a text message, and then the scammers go crazy. It's
That's
like,
crazy.
I highly suggest checking it out.
They're a little cute boomers when they are like little infants on their technology, but sometimes they piss me off. Like my mom and my father, like almost their kids to a point where they don't want to learn. Like they're not interested in learning. It's not even like like they can't figure it out. My mom will ask me these questions about like, oh, like, can you come help me solve this? And like, I love my mom. I want to help her. I always do. But I got to be honest, like, if you had just taken a little bit of time to try to break it down and figure it out, like, you could have done it.
Yeah.
Like, it's more of a desire than it is anything else. Like, it's almost just like, it's like reluctance for the changing technology amongst us. Like, but
And the scammers and the hackers are getting really freaking good at it.
Yeah, they take advantage of that.
Yeah, it's sad. It's actually pretty fucked up. Like my grandma sometimes gets these calls. Like she'll get a call. She'll get a call saying that, oh, her grandson Joseph is in the hospital and she needs to wire money right now.
Andrew, why is Joey in the hospital?
No, yeah, she falls. She doesn't. She'll never actually wire the money.
Andrea.
Yeah, exactly. She'll never actually wire the money, but she'll think it's real for a few seconds, and then my mom's like, "Grandma, stop it."
So it goes down the trickle tree, right? It goes from Grandma Colucci, comes all the way down to Andrea, which then feeds into the funnel of Joey, Mikey, Andrew, and then it kind of goes to a sub tier of research that, like, you're looking at the funnel of, and you know, Andrew's trying to solve the spam.
Yeah, it's a lot. Will, hit us up something.
This one is kind of a pet peeve of mine. And I think, I'm just going to throw it out there that in every state there's bad drivers. And now I live in Rhode Island, so what I've noticed a lot here is that people like to let you go. So like I'll be driving 60 miles an hour down Route 6, and I'll have to come to a screeching halt because the person in front of me decided they're going to let someone out from the stop sign across the street.
Yep.
That's one thing. But my next thing is that I've never noticed it in any other state, Vermont, like I said, Connecticut, whatever. People love to stop in roundabouts in Rhode Island, and it drives me up a fucking wall.
It's so dangerous.
It is so dangerous, and it's like great. They're like yielding. They're like, let me go, and I'm like, that's so nice, but I'm like, that's not the flow of traffic. And maybe I'm just like this old like boomer mentality with like driving, but like I paid attention in driving school, and I take it very seriously, and like. I appreciate the sentiment of you wanting to let me go, but you are going to cause a massive accident next time you stop in a roundabout.
Yeah, and if you hit somebody from the rear, that's on you. Like if you hit the person who stops, that's on you.
Yeah.
Like so, like they just put one around here in the office. It never used to be there, and they just put one in, and it's a fucking disaster. Nobody knows how to drive in it.
Yeah, I have to go through 2 on my way home from work every day, and. On one of them, someone will stop in the roundabout.
You know what's funny? Nobody else calls it a roundabout. It's called like a different thing in every part of the country. It's called like a traffic circle, and then there's a couple other names. So wherever you live, what do you call the thing where cars enter the circle, and then there's like multiple exits?
You're in the circle, you never stop, but then okay.
It's called a rotary some places.
There you go, rotary. That's one of them.
Traffic circle, roundabout, a bunch of different things.
It's definitely one around here, but
it's a death trap. It's a death trap, so it is. Well, it's a good one. All right, that's gonna wrap up our complaints for this week. I'm an angry little man, so I've got a lot of things. I'll do a quick one, really quick, because I was talking about going shopping earlier. When they try to hit you with the email at checkout, they're just like, "Oh, can we just get a quick email, really quick?" I'm like, "No, I don't want to give you my email."
Email, that's what bothers you?
Well, the phone number.
You don't think it's the thing that South Park ripped apart? How they literally put like the little donation and they like turn it around, they look you dead in the eye and say, "Would you like to donate to this?" You know, and you don't even know what it is. Like they're just like they just put like a little title on it, like this is for kids. This is for grown women.
That's a tough one. That's a great stretch in South Park. Do you watch South Park?
I have watched South Park. Yeah.
Oh, bro.
Not religiously, but I've watched it pretty
I think South Park is one of the most genius shows in
it
the
is.
world.
I was watching it actually last night and this weekend.
It's so fucking funny.
I did see Book of Mormon, which is written by
Matt Stone and Trey Parker.
Exactly.
I've never seen that. I always wanted to.
Fantastic.
Let's move into something else. We're going to move into some tales from the golf course. I'm going to get this one started because I'm a little hot in the streets right now about Friday at the golf course. I'm not that good at golf. I very rarely have cool shots. But this Friday, when we were all golfing together, I was in the sand trap about 20 yards from the hole, and I fucking buried it. I chipped in from the sand. I was so excited. And we usually film everything. We didn't get this one on film. So it's just word of mouth. Believe me or don't believe me. We might shoot a whole reenactment documentary of this shot.
We are doing, I'm not kidding when I say this, like I would put in tens of thousands of dollars of money that I don't have to create an entire cinematic recapitulation of this
remake would work
of this little fuck hitting that chip in. That was one of the greatest moments of my life. Forget his life, of my life, to watch him bury it like a fucking G from like 20 yards out from the sand. Oh my god,
That was sick.
It made my whole day.
Of course, it
freaking
wasn't when we
awesome.
were recording though,
But
right?
that's the gripe I have is we weren't recording it. But you know what? You're just gonna have to believe me.
We did record Josh's driver off the deck. That great shot you hit on set.
That's true. I
Oh,
did
that's gonna be a
smoke
really
ball.
cool
Did
shot.
get one takeaway.
That was
yeah.
actually
Yeah.
really low key, like a phenomenal shot.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that I did that.
And you got screwed by the guy behind us who left his ball on the green. You thought it was yours.
Oh, yeah,
and then
that
but
sucked. It was a
yours was
Still
on
technically
it was
on
on
the green.
fringe,
Yeah, you
but-
were on the fringe, but like you thought that you put it like 5 feet.
driver
from
off the
hole.
deck from there, like we were around the bend, so like, and you know, for anybody watching, probably can play a clip right now. It's
Yeah.
like that ball was coming from, it was buried in like, it was just buried in that weird thick, like, I don't know, what is that called again?
Rough.
No, it's not rough.
Oh.
It's
Fescue?
Fescue.
Was it
It's
fescue?
fescue, yeah. Fescue, and I curved it around the trees, down the hill, and it's just like perfectly, like, you know, a couple yards off of like the pin. Like that was crazy.
Yeah. Anyone else got a story they want to get out there?
Sure. So for the people listening, I've told these guys about this Lake Maury trip that I go on every year, but I started going when I was 13. So the first time I went when I was 13, there's this hole called the Ravine Hole. That's what we've so-called named it, but
This
it's
is Lake Maury, Vermont.
Lake
right?
Maury, Fairleigh, Vermont. It's a yearly tradition. It's going to be my 10th year this year. It's going to be my dad's 40th year. So
Wow.
yeah, it started as an in-law. Like he wanted to get to know my mom's father more. So it was kind of like a son-in-law bonding experience thing. So more of the story is we go every year. In my first year there's the 11th hole. It's called the Ravine Hole. And so basically you have to hit a club about 175 out, and then you have to clear a 125-yard ravine to make it onto this green that's probably the size of a cookie. In a very narrow shot. And it's actually like, even to this day, I'm still happy if I get it there. But the first time I went there, my dad, I hit my shot out, I get up to my ball, my dad says, $100 if you get it on the green. So sure enough, I chunk it into the ravine. We play 2 rounds a day. So second round of the day, he gets up, he says $75. I chunk it into the ravine. Next day, hit my shot out. So I just want to give myself commends because I hit every tee shot out there. So that was a good part. But third shot, $50. And I was like, okay, chunking into the ravine. Second round, last day, he says $25. At this point, it's just like, he just feels bad, I think. Chunking into the ravine. So first trip out to Lake Maury, didn't get it over the ravine hole. And $100 to a 13-year-old is a solid chunk of money. We were just talking about that.
Life-changing money.
Life-changing. So next year I go out there, I spend a week at Nike Golf School at Mount Snow before I go, and then my dad literally picks me up and we go to Vermont. We go to Fairleigh from there. It's only like another hour in the car. I hit my drive out on 11. I look at him and I go, $100? And he goes, absolutely not. Guess what happens? Stuck it right on the green.
What a jerk. How did he not honor the bet? Was he scared that you went to the golf?
Yeah, because I had gotten phenomenally better over the last year.
Yeah.
I'm hot off Nike Golf School. I get up, I hit my shot out, I look at him, $100. Nope, put it on the green.
Classic.
Very classic.
That's golf in a nutshell.
And so if you ask my dad about Lake Maury, that's like the first story he'll tell you. This is like very early on in my golfing days.
Yeah, Will always tells us about this yearly Lake Maury trip. It sounds absolutely incredible.
$500, 3 days, 2 nights, unlimited golf, breakfast and dinner
That's a trip
on
right
a beautiful
there.
lake
Seriously?
in Vermont. Yep.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You guys take a boat out?
No, it's...
Can you take a boat out?
Yeah, you can. You can rent pontoon
Oh.
boats, speed boats, kayaks, paddle boards.
I think we may need to take a trip this summer as a crew to go to Lake Maury.
Yeah, and honestly, like I will say, it's very busy during the summer, and they also play the Vermont Open there, so it's a pretty hard course.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go in September, the rates are cheaper, and there's a lot less people there. So you can play more golf, and you have more available tee times.
I live for boats on a lake, so
Yeah.
Yeah, pontoon boats are freaking awesome. I love pontoon
I'd go on
boats.
any. Honestly, though, I would go on any boat. I just
Yeah.
love being on the water.
I will respectfully ask my family to spread my ashes at Lake Maury when I pass away.
Were you able to go during COVID or no?
We did, yeah.
Yep. They stayed open.
No, like breakfast or dinner, though, or anything like that.
It was just like golf.
Just golf.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was still good to go, though, because, like, COVID's happening and getting out of the house, and,
Yeah.
it's good to see your buddies.
Totally
They did
agree.
require COVID tests and everything, too, so
Okay.
they were very strict about it, and it was honestly, like, deserted during COVID, so
Yeah.
it was still a good time.
Yeah, for sure. Josh, you got anything?
Well, I think I have a couple things. Do you want a controversial story? Do you want a funny story? Do you want an epic story?
I'm going to choose...
Dealer's choice.
He goes, dealer, what do you want?
Funny. Well, last week you had a funny one. Let's go epic.
All right. So an epic story. That's actually, it's kind of like anticlimactic as far as.
Okay, so then let's go with one of the other two options, please.
All right, my epic story. This is such a weekend golfer
so
story.
we're gonna go with the epic story.
Yeah, I switched it because there's one when I was in high school that I could talk about, but there's a better one as far as epicness. So this actually takes place again at Sleeping Giants course. We went to college right near there, so that was our golf course. But
yep.
I tell you, I don't know what it is about my personality, but I'm a pressure player. That's how I operate. I can't do anything without pressure. Like, I could never do schoolwork without pressure. I would procrastinate till the very last minute. But the genius that would be spilled out onto those tests and papers in the last hour before, an hour before everything is due, like a 10-page paper, the genius that was just spilled out. Absolutely unbelievable. And
me and you were the kings of procrastination when it came to homework.
So this is kind of like, the only difference between you and I is that when you get down to that pressure putt, you fucking collapse.
Yeah, of course. No, I'm not denying that.
No, so I was at the golf course with a couple of my buddies. We were playing for, however many dollars of the match. We had stakes, and we get to the final green, and we walk up to the green, and everybody in the world knows that I suck at putting.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute below show at putting. And I get on the green, and I'm being challenged by everybody. I have a putt to make the difference. And this goes out to Dan. I don't know if he wants me to say his last name, but I'm going to say, Dan, you know who you are, and Nick and Brendan. We were on the green, and to pull off I can't remember if it was a tie or what it to push or if it was for money. I can't remember. But the point is I step up to a 25-foot putt. All of them are standing right at the pin. They've all finished out, and it comes down to my putt. I fucking drain it.
Drained it.
Drain it.
I can only picture your reaction. You're a very celebratory person.
Oh my God. Similar to 9th hole at Triggs the other day.
a couple weeks ago, and I challenged.
Oh, yeah. Actually, it was almost, what's funny? I am that guy that jumps up around, and like I have a lot of energy. This one was different.
This one meant something to you.
Oh, I finished that hole. I hit that putt like I had been there before. You know what I mean?
You fucking asshole.
I hit that putt, and I fucking walked out to my ball, and I said, I'll see you guys back at the car.
The quiet confidence is always. It's sometimes quiet confidence.
Oh, dude, they were trying to say I couldn't do it. That's the thing. It's one thing if we go up with a pressure putt, whatever. I'm playing, we're competitive. No, they looked at me and said, "You're not fucking hitting this putt," just like you did the other day. And you know what happens when you say that to me? It fuels me, and for whatever reason, I dig deep and down into this black hole that exists within me.
That's a little dark there, but okay.
Well, it just comes up out of nowhere. I don't know how I hit that putt the other day with you. You've seen me miss that putt 1,000 times, right? But the second you say I couldn't do it, drain.
Exactly. Yeah. Nope, I got screwed there. I think you were hustling me, actually, because you weren't making any putts all day, and then you come out and pull that bullshit.
Maybe.
So maybe I was just getting hustled out there. It's going to wrap up some tales from the golf course. Great stories all around. I'm going to, a little bit of an outro here, behind the scenes stuff. Not really much going on the last week. We're still prepping for some spring and summer sales. We just concluded our influencer run with a few of the bigger golf influencers out there, Haley Ostrom, Claire Hogel, and Josh Kelly from Hole in One Trick Shots. They were all fantastic partners in our spring sale, and we look forward to doing some more stuff with them in the future. Other than that, I don't really think there's anything else too crazy going on to discuss, unless you guys got something.
No, I actually don't know.
I mean, honestly, I've been doing a lot of product development. These guys know that. A lot of late nights speaking with China and other countries and whatnot, because they all work off of different things. So a little bit about, product development is that when you really get into the thick of it, you can always expect to be up super late, but also early, and it's kind of all over the place. And so when you're trying to design new stuff, it can really be a taxing thing that a lot of people just don't know about. But we have a lot of new stuff in the pipeline, and I'll just say this, you can mark the date down a year to a year and a half from now. I think we are literally going to take the golfing world by storm. I don't think anyone had any clue about what's about to come out. I mean, they thought a push cart was good. Just wait, because this team, our team, and what we're coming out with and what we're designing right now and what we're going to bring to market, we're going to fucking blow it up. I mean, it's going to be insane.
It's going to be huge.
Yeah, it's tough because like I want to just talk about it and shout it from the mountains, but you can't do that, especially like when you're in development and stuff. Like I'm like honestly like holding back from telling friends and stuff. It's like crazy.
That's the thing.
It's like
Yeah.
I want to tell everybody what we're doing, but it's like you got to walk that fine line of what you give out and what you.
Which is interesting because you guys, honestly, I know you guys have done a bunch of stuff before having joined OMADA, but ultimately we're all kind of on an entrepreneurial journey here. So you guys are experiencing things that you've never experienced. I'm experiencing things that I've never experienced. You guys were doing a lot of product development. Now you're doing kind of other stuff with marketing and distribution. And, there are so many different things that we could really dive into and talk about. But we'll just simplify it and say we got a lot of stuff in the pipeline. I would just say that from a content perspective, we have so many things planned. And if you aren't following yet, make sure to go to OMADA Golf's Instagram and T-Box Talk Pod's Instagram, because we're firing off on all cylinders. And if we don't make you laugh by the end of watching our content, I'll literally Venmo you $50.
And speaking of content,
You're gonna bankrupt.
And speaking of content, it looks like we're gonna have some new internet in here soon. So that means the sim might get fixed.
Yeah.
And even though it's summer and it's getting warmer, that doesn't mean the end of sim content. It means the kind of the rebirth of it.
Oh yeah. All its competitions, it's all going to be coming as soon as that thing's fixed.
IG going live, IG live.
Oh yeah,
stuff
IG
like that.
live.
Absolutely,
Like,
yeah.
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
All right, so that's going to wrap it up. Episode 4 in the books. Thank you so much for watching. As Josh said, give us a follow on @TBoxTalkPod. We're on Instagram and TikTok. Give us a follow at OMADA Golf on Instagram and TikTok. For the full video cast, check out OMADA Golf's YouTube channel. That's what we'll be hosting all of the T-Box Talk vidcasts. Other than that, thank you for listening. Give us some feedback. Shout us out. Let us know what you want to hear in the podcast, and we'd be glad to consider anything. Thanks so much for listening. Have a wonderful day. Peace out.
See ya.